Well, good morning, guys. Glad y'all could make it. All right, afternoon. It's about 12 right now. It was way too cold this morning to try to get started. It wasn't supposed to be, but it ended up being too cold. So right now it's probably about 65 right now, which is perfect to get started on this. But it's all cleaned up. Everything's retaped. That had to be taped. Did the lower piece. Got plastic. Got paper over the plastic so nothing comes loose. I'm going to lay a piece of cardboard in there. I got a clean piece I'll lay in there. Back window, everything. All I have to do is run around with it and do a wipe down with the anti-static spray I've got. Put that on there. It's kind of important to do with a metallic because you want some sort of anti-static pre-wash before you paint it. And the other thing I do is I have a set of jumper cables grounded to my system here. It's grounded to my chassis and my bed because you're painting with a metallic and you get a static going with it. The pigment will actually follow the gun and not lay down correctly. Doesn't always happen, but it will happen. So I ground everything so I don't run into that issue. But other than that, everything's ready to go. So I'm gonna run around. I'm gonna wash it down one more time, tack rag it, and we're gonna start flowing some color on here. Ooh, she's gonna be bad, bad. So let's get on it. there it is. Got the next coat on it. This has got 3 coats of a pearl base. The first one was a black sealer. Second one is the pearl base that I'm using. I won't say what color it is because it's a secret. A painter might know by looking at it. But if you tell people, everybody will have the color because it's a knockout color when it's done. But it all looks good. I've gone over it with the light, looked it all over, checked it. Nothing looks objectionable. That's one thing about candy is it's very hard to tell because your tiger stripes will start right here with this pearl base. If you don't have it on there really good, and then you'll put the other stuff on top, the candy part, and if you're not careful with that one, you'll have tiger stripes. So you have 2 chances for tiger stripes. So you really got to be careful. That's why I miscoated off the top of everything, kind of confused the direction they're all going. But I took this down and laid it on here to make sure, and then gave it a mist coat. So they're going to be matching. They should. They look good. Look like they match pretty good. So, let's see, I got a little, that's dirt. I just touched that with my hand. Got that on there. But that is in the paint. That is a hair, just debris, a nub. If you were to try to touch that right now and pick that out of the paint with a piece of sandpaper or something, you'll destroy it. You got to leave those alone. You can take that out on the next coat, but if you try to take that out on a metallic or a pearl, you'll have a mess. So don't mess with it. Don't mess with it. There's a little piece, there's a little speck of dirt right there. There's a little speck of dirt, and that is a white dot of dirt. You can take a pin and pop that out of there and then use a tack cloth to get that out of there. But you can tack cloth lightly over the top of this, but I wouldn't recommend it because you can start lifting it and making a mess out of it that way too. But you can pick a piece of dirt out of there or blow it off. Let's see, here's another nub. Mess with that one, same thing, you'd have a mess. So it's one of the things you got to learn when to leave things alone, especially with the candy. But everything's ready to go, so crank up the tunes and get back on, put the next coat on, get some color on her. All right, there we go. Okay, are you guys ready for this? Are you sitting down? There it is. Phase 1 of the paint is complete. It looks killer. me see, we'll shine a little light on it. Bam, look at that. It just glows. Whew. Light hits this stuff, it just explodes with color. So now, the next part here is, this has stopped on the candy right now. I've got 3 coats of candy on it. It's a UKK, so it's catalyzed. I stopped there because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to wet sand this to get a little better finish. I was going to go to 4 coats, but I stopped at 3. I'll show you why here in a minute. But see, I can knock out all the dust, you see it, and get all that smoothed out. Put new paper on, because on the next one, I'll go through here and I'll re-clear inside, get rid of my little tape mark. That'll be in here. I can check for anything I want to fix. So that'll be my next little phase. I'll probably be able to get my tailgate done and then get it on the truck for the last one. But I had another little boo-boo. Whoopsie. I went up there to paint the roof right here. And of course I spaced what I was doing and I bumped into it. You see the little dots in it. Ugh. I hate when that happens. So I gotta sand out that little spot there and then touch up that red. It's right here is the worst. There's a couple little ones right there, but that one I have to sand out. I can pluck those out of there, but I gotta fix that. Not really a big deal. If you sand this area, then put more on top of just this kind of area here, kind of blend it out. It'll be fine. And then what we got to do here is I will show you how to blend on candy. I know a lot of people have a hard time blending on candy, but this little run I got, and when I was working on the inside, this wasn't dry yet, and I stepped on it or something, but I broke that little piece loose, so I popped it off there, spot puttied it. So I have to blend that out. So I'll show you how to blend it, and then we'll do the jams and everything at the same time. So all the tape marks will disappear on everything and get the last cover. We'll get the last coat, because right now I need to, let's see, do this. I need to check my colors here. Make sure that they're both the same. See, if I were to clear coat this, I would have already taken all this tape off there, because I'm going to sand this edge. I didn't want to do that. Right there. Let's see here. Where'd my light go? See, color is dead on, but if you look at it, I don't know if it shows up, but you see the tape mark right there. I'll sand that tape mark down so it's smooth, and then I'll re-clear it all the way in. We'll blend this out and we'll finish it up. So that'll be the next phase. And hopefully it won't be so bad to polish. I might not even have to polish it. So, and then I can check that piece to make sure it matches. Just in general, check over everything and we'll be good to go. Be finished with the paint, ready to do the pastry. Yes. It's always the fun part because it's relaxing. Love doing the upholstery part because you know it's almost done. You can take your time, relax. So, let's get on this. Start peeling this stuff off here. All right, there it is, all unmasked. Everything going to clean up sand and then re-clear in all that, fix that. We'll do all this. Make sure we got it on here. The easiest way to do it, to get a good wrap on everything and smooth anything, like, I don't know if this will show up. You smooth out stuff like that. Little spot of primer didn't get sanded. I don't know how stuff escapes, but sometimes it does. But can get rid of all that kind of stuff. Make it nice and slick again. There is the cowl cover on. You can see that match. And that all the metallic is all in the same direction. And the hood's on. Push it all the way down. Comes out perfect. So, get all that kind of stuff done. Get all these edges wet sanded up. Kind of get to see how it all looks together before it's finished. We got this edge here, we'll sand that off there. The hood I will take off now to do the rest of it, so I can clear both sides, smooth the bottom. I don't know why that one came out so orange peely, but we'll fix that. I mean, this stuff came out beautiful. There's hardly any orange peel at all in it. So it's gonna be a pleasure to wet sand it. And then the next clear will come out beautiful. Let's see. See, that one door jamb is the only thing I see besides this one here. I don't know how I did that, but that's not a big deal where that's at. I can hit with my airbrush. Everything else is great. Real nice. So I'll sand this down smooth, get another coat on it too. Give it a little extra for wear. You know, the damn thing's got a dent right there, and I didn't see it while I was working on it. Whoops. Kind of sucks. But other than that, everything's beautiful. It's ready to go. So the next thing to do is I might go ahead and do my tailgate. Get that ready to go, get that sprayed up before I wet sand this. That way I can put it on the truck, check it, and then finish it all out. Maybe, I don't know yet. But that's it. Okay, I'm gonna tackle my first little boo-boo here. and get that out of the paint job. You gotta kind of be careful doing this, because where you take the red off in this area, you need to apply that back on. Well, I know the first coat's fine. I bumped into it on the second coat. So I know I got to get down to that second coat to get rid of it. So I'm gonna have to reshoot that little spot with the red and just coat that area very carefully, and then can blend out the rest. But the first part is the scary part. You gotta be real careful. Take your time on something like this. Just take it and start sanding it out. I'm gonna spread it out as I'm doing it. And I just want to get down to it. And then I'll take a pin and pluck them out of there. I've got a pin right here. Move this here closer. You should be able to see that. A little more. Just like any kind of blending job, blend out as you're doing it. If I were to sit right here and go, I'd never be able to get that to blend. But I know that if I blend out like this, not gonna get all the way to this edge. I just wanna go to here. Get down here, we can start popping these out. The better you pick at it to get it out without sanding on it, the better, because you don't have as much to fix, much blending. Looks to be most of it. You won't be able to tell on the camera. It's still going to look like dirt in there. Yeah. You can kind of tell they're all basically out of there in this spot. This one here is still a little bit. That one out there, that one out. That one. This one here. See that one pop out of there? That came out nice. Good. One here still a little bit. That one out of there. That one out. That one. There's one here. One here. Still buried. Like this. See that one pop out of there? That came out nice. All right. Operation should have been a success. I'll blend this out a little bit here. Okay. All right. All right. There. Got them out without taking off a lot of material. So that's good. We'll let that dry. I know it's going to look like it's still in there by the camera, but I can tell that it's out of there. So the next thing I'll do is I'll get a little bit of, I'll put a little black daub on them to get rid of them. And then sand that off, and that'll be ready to go. Should be. All right, got me a little black here. Damn. All right, now it's the black base coat. Take that here with the heat gun. All right, now. Take off that paper, just lightly get rid of that. Trying not to sand any base coat off, I'm just getting rid of my dots. Now when I go over the top of that with the red, it'll disappear. So I'll hit this little spot right here. Let that sit, and then over the top of the entire thing, because I'm going to do one more coat of red on the entire truck. That'll disappear, be gone. All right, now the next thing here is I'm going to give this coat of red a real light sanding. All I'm doing is looking to scuff it up. I don't want to get into taking any color as much as possible. We just want a roughed out finish. So I want to put more on. It'll stick just like any other paint job, except for you have to be real careful because this is the midpoint. Not going to apply any pressure to the paper. Just going to let the paper do its thing. I got to go over the whole truck this way and do the jams and everything, get rid of my tape lines. It's all that kind of stuff. And this will be ready to go for finishing it up. Very carefully. Stay off the body lines. You start peeling, you're getting the paint off the body lines, it'll show. Oh, and it's not 100% unforgivable. It does have a little bit of a little window that you work in. Right now, I'm just trying to get a feel for what I'm doing and how much I have to take off. But if you make a mistake on candy, this is a way to fix tiger stripes too. The first time I did candy, it was a mess. The first one I did, the guy didn't sell me catalyst for the candy coat. So it stayed soft because I didn't know it got catalyst in it or had catalyst. So I didn't put catalyst in the candy coat. It lasted a long time, but it stayed really soft, really soft. So that's when I started reading the data sheets, and the data sheets tell you everything you need to know. All right, it is ready to go. I've got the red all sanded down, stuff like that. I'm not going to worry about it. It'll be fine. As you see, there's no orange peel in it. or very, very little left. It came out exceptionally nice. Stayed off of all the body lines. You do not want to hit any of the body lines when you're sanding a color like this. So if you're to do that, you'd ruin it. So I stayed off all those. I'm not going to be able to get my hood off because we got weather coming in and I don't want to take the time to try to set it up with the hood off it. So I'm just going to tape everything back off, get it ready to go, pull that back out of here, get this all re-taped. Let's see, I did all the jams and everything. Everything here is ready to go. So I got rid of my tape mark. Let me see. Tape mark's all gone. So I'm going to re-clear inside the doors, everything. Everything's going to get a coat, again, of clear. We're going to fix that spot real quick. But other than that, everything's ready to go. I'm going to get my tailgate ready so I can get the paint on that one too. And I've got my bumpers over here and my valance. These have all been sanded. They're all ready to go. So I'm going to get these painted too. And I've got the wing windows ready to go. I'm going to repaint this piece black. Get coat on those, hood scoop, my mirrors, everything. Got a cold front coming through in April. That's going to bring our temperature down to 35 degrees at night. So I'll lose another week if I don't get this done today. So I'm making sure I get it done, get everything painted up so I can get the truck all together and ready to go for upholstery. It's gonna be awesome. So let's get on doing this so we can get this thing done today. Okay, I'm ready to start painting here. So what I'm gonna do this all in time lapse and then I'll slow down the time lapse a little bit. But I'll tell you what I'm gonna do right now and then you kind of follow along from there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prime out this area here. Since that spot putty, it's got to have primer on it. So I'll prime out this little spot and then I got other stuff I got to prime real quick. And then my next coat will be black. There's going to be no sanding in between any of this stuff because it's a tiny spot. It's on the rocker panel, so I'm not going to worry about sanding it. If there ends up being dry spray, I'll hit it a little bit with a red red Scotch-Brite pad. But if it's not, I'm not going to mess with it. I'll tack rag it and off we go. But I'll get that primer on there and then I'll come in with the black and I'll black over the top and kind of fade that black out. And then the next thing will be is my pearl base. And we'll pearl base this up to my coats that I have on the truck, which is 3. So we'll fade those in. And then from there, we'll take the red and start doing the red and we'll get 3 coats of red on and we'll spread out each one as we're going. Pull all this stuff off, it'll disappear. And then we'll finish out the rest of the truck with the red and then jump into clear coat. So that's basically how it's done. It's just each step, you get wider and wider and wider as you're doing it. You don't want to just do it and then stop and then do it and stop. If you keep stopping in the same spot, no tape on anything. Because if you were to put a tape somewhere on here, you'd have a tape line that would show. So the main thing is that you want to, each one, you want to fade that one out. So that's basically what it is, and we'll get on it and we'll do it. Just kind of watch. That's the explanation. But you won't be able to hear me over my fan, and I'm not going to run back and forth turning off the fan and stuff like that. So that's basically how to do it. So just watch and you'll see how to fade it out. Make it look like it was never even there. But you can do that on the body too. You got to have a body line to stop on or midway in a panel. You can't just do a little spot and expect it to go away. You got to spread it out quite a bit. But because it's in a jam, I don't have to spread it out quite as much. So let's get on it and get this thing done before the weather gets here. All right. There is that one. That's just got one dusting over the top. And you can't see it at all. I mean, you can see the little spots where I picked at it, but other than that, it is gone. And all that'll fill up with clear coat, or I'll dab some clear coat in there when I go to wet sand it. And here in my jam, you can see that is all gone. I didn't get it sanded perfect in there. That's why I was sanding it before. Kind of still a little high back there. But where it's at, I'm not worried about it. Just wanted the main part gone so it looks decent. But you can see it's just pretty good. Now I'm just waiting for it to tack up enough so I can go over the rest of the truck. I'm trying to split this up here. These ones have 2 on them right now. That's where I'm at on those. Scoop's got 2. Tailgate's got 2. Mirror's got 2. So I get all this stuff here. Usually takes about 20 minutes in between coats. All looks good. A little bit of dirt in it, but I'm not worried about that today as long as I can get it done. That's where I'm at. Because any of that stuff will wet sand out. Not a problem. So, a few more minutes. What you want to do is touch it. See, right now it's about ready. Even a little sticky, but I got no strings. It's not sticking, not transferring onto my glove. So really, it's ready to go right now. So I can get 3rd coat on this. And those, that. And then I'll wait so I can get 4 coats on that area on both of them, and then we're into clear coat. So we're just about there. one coat of clear on it so far. Ooh, doggy. You'll see. If you stick your hand, almost right here. See my glove is sticking to it. See that? No good. Not dry enough yet. But it's sweet. Sweetness, sweetness. Come over here and take a look. Ooh. Yeah. You can see my little touch up in here. I don't want to drag the light in here, but the camera will pick it up a little bit. See how it all blended away. In this spot here, let me see. Gone. These I'll take care of later with a little bit of clear coat. I'll dab it in there before I polish it out. I don't even know if they'll show up on the camera. They should be. But just dab them with a little bit of clear coat and then wet sand them off. They're gone. But it's coming out beautiful here. Ooh, doggy. That is a color that just screams, look at me. This one here. Oops, where did we just stick it? Mirrors. Go on this side. Tailgate handle. Mirrors. Woo-hoo. All right. Should be getting close. Needs another 2 or 3 minutes. It's just sticking a tiny bit now. That's where you'll get a lot of solvent pop problems, is if you go over this too soon, because you're trapping the solvent inside, and that's what gives you those little tiny dots all over it. Got to give it enough time to cure. Can't rush it. No rushing this part. Take your time. Relax. I know it's a boring part here. Oops. I just touched the clear coat by accident. But that'll just disappear. That's no big deal. Forgiving now, unlike all the rest. Everything looks good though. Love it. Whew. Man, look how slick that is. Wow. It's too bad it's windy outside because it'd probably be almost dust free. But that's all right. I can wet sand it. All right, just about ready to go here.